Hello everyone, Myzzrym here, bringing you today another Learn From Your Mistake video. We're going to take a look at Vengeful Spirit, played by Ruirize. And this is one of these games where you're playing with your friends. Ruirize here is playing with 3 of his friends. And you actually believe you won the game and you just throw it away. So we're gonna see how easy it is to make some mistakes that just turn the game around. And how not to make them, basically. So let's go. First off, we have to see that the lanes choice is pretty poor. On the Radiant side, we have Shadow Demon, Chaos Knight, Ursa Warrior, Vengeful Spirit, and Sand King. And we actually see that the lanes are going to be dual melee bottom and dual range top. Now, this might not be as big a problem as it seems, and you know, sometimes dual melee can work as can dual range. But the thing you have to notice is the necessity for farm. So Vengeful Spirit and Shadow Demon are two heroes that do not really rely on farm. They can do very great without having a huge amount of items. Of course, if they do have items, they function better. But it's nothing like a Sand King, which really wrecks the early mid game if he gets this fast Blink Dagger, and in combination with his Arcane Boots, so he can spam the stun and have enough for stun and epicenter every time. So the problem bottom lane is going to be that both Chaos Knight and the Sand King will need those last hits, and without these last hits, they're going to be both underfarmed. So probably here it's going to be Chaos Knight farming and the Sand King just supporting. So Sand King will have a very hard time getting to this Blink Dagger, and in the meantime, top lane we'll have two heroes here, maybe getting some items, but not even sure of it because you know, it's a low level pub. And what we're gonna see if we go into player perspective to see, you know, Vengeful Spirit playing. Vengeful Spirit here actually took 150 damage from the Iron Shell alone, just by standing near the creep that had the Iron Shell. Now, if you're a melee hero, that's understandable. You want to kill the creep, but even so, it's not a good choice. But when you're a range hero, you have no excuse for tanking the creep with the Iron Shell. I'm gonna lower the sound a little. It's very loud. Sorry. So, Vengeful Spirit here taking Magic Missile as well as Wave of Terror. This is the common build. And we have to look at her items. Double Slipper for Agility. Usually, you know, not a bad choice on Agility heroes, but here you're not a carry hero. You're not needing this +6 Agility attribute to help your last hitting power. You actually, when you are playing the Vengeful Spirit, you want to have more stats, like global stat, like more intelligence for more stun. And so let's see, here you have Shadow Demon overextending, taking a lot of damage. Thankfully, Vengeful Spirit reacts quite fast, so she ends up saving the Shadow Demon and basically making the Phantom Assassin having to back down. And see why I said you actually need more global stat? This is because her intelligence, with her intelligence right now, she just threw one stun and she was, you know, out of mana for a second stun. Now, in this situation it was okay, but imagine that the Darkseer actually wanted to follow up and was playing very aggressive, went on the Shadow Demon. You didn't have a second Magic Missile just because you went for a double Slip of Agility instead of going, for example, for 3 Iron Branches or you know, a Circlet. So here we're gonna see I'm a fucking machine taking a lot of damage, but again, very good stun by Ruirize, helping his ally. But here we're gonna see that the Ruirize is actually taking a lot of damage. Very good decision. He sees Darkseer coming back for the Shadow Demon, so he's gonna go and attack the Darkseer. He sees that he's not the one getting focused down, and this is very dangerous. Right here, right now, you saw what he did. Darkseer actually follows the Shadow Demon around, and Ruirize sees this and say, okay, he's not focusing his attention on me, and he has no range attack, so I'm safe by attacking him from the distance. And he's doing so. This is very good. This is actually what will help them get a kill here. But the problem is, you have to stay in range. You do not, like here, the problem is the Darkseer actually tried to follow the Shadow Demon, and Vengeful Spirit, I think, lost the vision of the Darkseer, so she went straight into the little area here where Darkseer was. This makes her almost die. She's sitting at 21 HP. One last right click or a few seconds next to the Darkseer Iron Shell and she's dead. So she's escaping here with 18 HP. And what we're gonna see here is 2 Mystic from the Darkseer. He's only using his Surge right now. He could have used it so like here or here or here to catch up the Darkseer or the Vengeful Spirit. Instead, he used it here, and he's gonna go under the tower. And let's slow down this action because we're gonna see how horrible he's gonna be. He's gonna actually go, and he's gonna get this last hit on the Vengeful Spirit. But instead of finishing his attack animation, he's gonna cast the Ion Shell, canceling his attack animation, and thus he's gonna die to the tower. So we saw very horrible play coming out from the Darkseer, and Vengeful Spirit, both Vengeful Spirit and the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is gonna make a lot of mistakes, and I cannot comment on all of them because otherwise I'm gonna miss some on Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit here using herself, but walking back into the creeps, and the problem is. Phantom Assassin's that Stifling Dagger costs something like 30 mana, so it's almost nothing. She can spam it, and it has something like 1000 above 1000 range, so it can cancel yourself if you're not careful, which is what happened here. Again, taking a lot of damage from the Ion Shell, not necessary. See, she just used a salve to get back to approximately 400 health, and now she's back to 180 health. It's a lot of damage you do not need to take and you shouldn't take, especially if you're a ranged hero. So I was saying this Shadow Demon making a lot of mistakes. Normally as a dual melee top like Shadow Demon and Vengeful Spirit, you should be controlling the lane very well. You shouldn't be the enemy shouldn't be even able to farm. But the problem here is that Shadow Demon at the beginning of the game spammed his Shadow Poison at level 1, and this has actually three negative side on this. One is it's pushing the creeps because he actually used it on the enemy heroes as well as the creeps. So it's pushing the lane, and you have to fight under their tower. That means that they get free experience from this. They have just to stand under the tower and get safe experience. Second is he actually wastes his mana because level 1 Shadow Poison is very weak, and he ended up with like 20 mana left at level 1. So Shadow Demon without any mana is useless, absolutely useless. So we see Shadow Demon here taking a lot of damage, and again very good stun from Vengeful Spirit. Here she's actually making a mistake. She's running back, and now she's trying to chase again. Now running away is a choice, right? If you want to run away, okay, do run away. But if you want to run away, don't turn back to kill the Phantom Assassin. Here you could have killed her very easily if you stayed behind. Like only the Darkseer was here, and Darkseer can't really fight one-on-one. He does not have a huge DPS potential, and he did not have the Ion Shell himself. He cast it on Phantom Assassin. So as a Vengeful Spirit, if you get your enemy disrupted here and you sense the kill, you actually can stay here because you know that he's gonna run this way or maybe that way. But in other case, you're cutting his path to his tower, so the safe path. That means when he gets out of disruption, you can attack him. Instead, what Ruirize did here is he ran away, and when he ran away, he went in the range of the Ion Shell in the disruption, so he took some unnecessary damage again, and then he turns back to see Phantom Assassin with low health, and change his mind and decide to go for the kill. And he's gonna take a lot of unnecessary damage. So now he's trying to get the kill, and he will get it, but see how little HP is left for him, and hopefully Darkseer is very bad and he's gonna hesitate, like, not choosing between the Ruirize or the Shadow Demon. And once again we see that this was a very bad camera control. See, his hero was there and he was watching here. Darkseer was around behind him, but he couldn't see him because he was watching where he was going. If you actually want to run away, right click under the tower and just watch where the Darkseer is. The Darkseer is the guy that is dangerous, not the tower or not the path. There's no one here. So right click there on the minimap and just watch where the Darkseer is going, and just right click on the minimap every time if you want to adjust your movement. Or at least, at the very least, keep your screen like this, and when your hero is here. Not like, if you want to keep the screen like this, fine, you can see if someone's coming. Like this, okay, you see the Darkseer. Like this, you see no one. So, bad camera control. Once again, Darkseer not getting any kills, but not on a diving on a tower this time. So, avoiding another suicide. And Vengeful Spirit here, plus the Shadow Demon sitting with very low health. This is very dangerous. They have no mana to control the enemy if they actually dive on them. And they sit with very low health against the Phantom Assassins who can slow and blink on them with the Iron Shell of the Darkseer, thus making them take ton of damage. The last few times you saw that she was she went she stayed alive, and this is because she had a stun ready. This time it was not the case. So I was saying the Darkseer without any mana is almost next to useless. You can only right click. Same for Vengeful Spirit. With low mana, you contribute very little to the fight. And Vengeful Spirit here getting 1 level of Vengeance Aura. This is a very bad choice. Vengeance Aura gives damage according to the. Okay, so very dangerous here. Low health Vengeful Spirit. The reason why Phantom Assassin didn't dive her, which actually is I do not know her reason really, like the real reason, but it was a really good decision of her not to blink in. This is because Vengeful Spirit, getting a kill on Vengeful Spirit might not be worth diving on a tower. First, what we have to know is that if you dive under the tower, you might take tower damage, tower aggro. Second is, although here it's a low level pub, but if you wanna improve, you have to keep in mind those kind of stuff. If you dive under the tower, you always have this threat of someone teleporting in to help the Vengeful Spirit. So this is very risky. If you tower dive and you get the kill and someone TPs in and stuns you under the tower, you're done. You're a Phantom Assassin. You cannot really tank the enemy. So we're gonna see Vengeful Spirit going for a stun, and they do not change their stun very well. So the Mirana ends up escaping here. Very good leap, very good swap. So end up getting the kill. But Ruirize overextending here, and it's gonna also get killed because of this. So now 2 things that just happened. First, we saw that they did not change the stun well. That made Mirana able to escape with low health. If Chaos Knight just held on to his stun for a few moments and then changed the stun, she would have died from the right clicks. Instead, she could run away. They followed her. They got her by swapping the Mirana backward. But because of this, they were very far into the enemy lane, and that made the Leshrac pick up the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Now Vengeful Spirit did something very great before she died. Instead of panicking and just running away in the straight line and dying, she saw that she was going to die, so she stunned the Leshrac before dying. And this is going to allow them to pick up a second kill. So Leshrac overextending and getting killed. And we have to see a quick moment. I was saying Vengeance Aura, why is it bad in early game? The damage bonus is in percentage. That means that when do you benefit the most from percentage based aura? In the late game, when your attack is great, when your damage is great, the percentage is gonna make you even greater. So for example, if you had 200 damage, 12% is gonna make plus 24 damage. Right now she's sitting at 70 damage. 70 damage plus 12% is not even like 10 plus 10 damage. So you do not benefit from this Vengeance Aura early game. Instead, you could have an extra level in Magic Missile, basically boosting the damage by 75. And this is a burst damage, and adding 75 burst damage to the Magic Missile is what made the difference between life and death for the Mirana last time. So we're gonna see that she's gonna go on the Mirana, stun, auto attack, and swap. This is very weird. You actually do not want to swap your enemy to safety. This is what she just did. First, stunning into a swap wastes the stun duration when it's this in this case. You can actually stun into a swap if you swap the enemy into your allies, and this is actually quite good. But usually you would want to swap and then stun. So Ruirize here, sitting with 2 talent portals, very good idea as I always said. But also, problem is she did not get any consumables. This is very risky, and you see that she's taking the 2nd level in Vengeance Aura. There's almost no reason why you would ever want to level up the Vengeance Aura early game. The only reason why you might want to do this is if you have a aura stack team like Vengeful Spirit with a Beastmaster, with a Drow Ranger, with a Luna, with But even then, it's not really worth taking points in Vengeance Aura because the Magic Missile and the Wave of Terror just give you so much more than the Vengeance Aura. So I was saying she should have bought some consumables before leaving because Vengeful Spirit, as of now, have no way whatsoever to heal. She has a magic one, but that is all, and it cannot be relied on as a reliable source of healing. And none of his ally have a urn, for example, or anything. So they're gonna back off, scared by the enemy. So it's actually a good reason to be scared about by the Mirana plus the Leshrac. If Mirana lands one arrow, it's lights out for whoever got stunned, because Mirana arrow deals a lot of damage. Here it's like 270. It will be followed up by Leshrac stun, 240 damage, and then Mirana is gonna come in and use a Star Storm, so 225 damage on top of this, and Leshrac can just finish with the Diabolic Edict if you're still not dead. So basically, it's a one-hit combo. If you get hit by this, it's lights out. So Vengeful Spirit, 11 minutes in, sitting at 19 crit kills, 12 denied. In the normal time, I would say it's not bad for support, but considering he was sitting only with the Shadow Demon, it's actually quite okay, because if you remember in my last few videos, I said that when you're a carry, you want to have, you're doing very well if you're at 60 crit kills for the first 10 minutes. Let's wait a bit. So we see the Chaos Knight is engaging the enemy. Very good swap by the Vengeful Spirit, but bad camera control making her swap herself into the tower without noticing. And everyone's running with very low health, but got the 2 kills. Now, even if it just seems good what they just did, killing off the enemy heroes and running off everyone with low HP, there was several mistakes done here. First, Shadow Demon did not engage. Shadow Demon used a Shadow Poison to start the fight, which was just scaring the enemy away. Shadow Demon has this disruption ability. That's 2.5 seconds where the enemy is banished. You cannot, no one can interact with the enemy. He cannot get Force Staff, he cannot get healed, he cannot get anything. So this is very good to start up the fight. You see the enemy out of position, disruption. Disruption, he's out, and the other ally has to say, okay, what do I do? Do I stay there and try to help my ally, or do I run away? In the first case, what would happen is, if he stayed there, he would have died because Vengeful Spirit would have come in. In the second case, he would have survived, but his ally is doomed for sure. Now, the problem is, the Shadow Demon didn't engage and waited for the Chaos Knight to engage. Chaos Knight landed a Chaos Bolt, but unfortunately, the minimum stun is 1 second, it only stunned 1 second, and Vengeful Spirit didn't have the time to come in. She was sitting there. Disruption, 2.5 seconds, long enough time for him to walk up to the enemy, but only 1 second, it's not long enough. So, first problem, Shadow Demon didn't engage, Chaos Knight engaged. Second problem is Shadow Demon used the Demonic Purge relatively long after on the Darkseer. So it's almost like he wanted to secure his kill. So you do not want to do this when you're Shadow Demon. There's no steal kill. You're not playing for your kill-death ratio. You're playing to win the game and to play better. So this Demonic Purge, as soon as you see the team fight happening, the gank happening, throw it down on the enemy hero, so he cannot run away. Here he threw it down when the enemy was already in range of the tower. So Vengeful Spirit, very good swap, swapping the Phantom Assassin back away, but he actually swapped himself into the tower range, so this was very dangerous. And since Darkseer did not die right away, he had the time to put his wall here, so it also dealt a lot of damage. And you're gonna see why I said that it seems good they ran away with very low health, but you have to remember what's on the other side. Nature Prophet. Ultimate, global ultimate. Teleport, global teleport. And thankfully, this Furion, this Nature Prophet is very bad, so he's not gonna teleport in to get those 2 extra kills. Instead, he's just gonna stay there and farm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So let's continue with our Vengeful Spirit. So I was saying, Vengeful Spirit, you need some regen items. usually, if your team has something like a mechanism, it's okay. You can, you know, sit without this healing item, or with an urn, for example, or a bottle. But in this case, no one has this. So, and here we see that she's going for a glove of haste first. As I said, when you want to work on the power tread, do not make the glove of haste first. Take the ogre, not the ogre, the what's the name? The belt of giant strength, and this will allow you to have more strength and allow you to withstand more damage. So here, not buying an extra TP scroll, so she cannot teleport to help any ally if necessary. And right now, what she's doing here is pretty much useless. She's teleporting middle to help the Ursa warrior, but Ursa does not need any help right now. He only needs to farm, and Vengeful Spirit cannot really add anything to the fight right now. She cannot help him push the tower, and Ursa and Vengeful Spirit cannot really push the tower very well. So we're gonna see Furion teleporting in, the arrow flying but missing, and this, I have to say that this from Vengeful Spirit is very good positioning. I said you know, many times, oh yeah, you were standing too close, it's bad, or here you were running away too fast, it's bad. But when something is good, I also have to say it. Vengeful Spirit here sitting behind. Why is it good, and why is it only almost good for Vengeful Spirit? It's because of her swap. If ever the Ursa was, you know, stunned by the arrow, thankfully the arrow missed. But if Ursa warrior got swapped into the arrow, got stunned by the arrow, Vengeful Spirit could save him by swapping him behind. And the enemy would have two options. One is to go on the Vengeful Spirit, and the Vengeful Spirit wouldn't be stunned, so she can still run away as soon as the trees go down. And since it's level, yeah, it's still level 3, so it's 4.5 seconds of trees, still quite long. Or they can go on the Ursa warrior, which is more interesting because the Ursa warrior is the one you want to kill, and the Vengeful Spirit. If you go on the Ursa warrior, you have to ignore the Vengeful Spirit, which can throw a stun on you. And also the Ursa warrior will be here, so you will waste this stun time from the arrow by walking down to the enemy Ursa warrior. So when you're Vengeful Spirit, be very mindful of your positioning. Your place is sometimes not in the fight. Even if you think that you're being useless by not standing in the fight, it's not true. Throwing one stun, throwing on one wave of terror, sitting behind and waiting for the perfect swap, this is what makes a good Vengeful Spirit. To know where you have to be to safely swap the enemy or your allies. So let's continue. So they're gonna run away, no problem here. Let's go a bit faster. And we see that the Leshrac is sitting invisible here. And nothing's gonna happen, they're still standing here. And Vengeful Spirit is gonna go on the Phantom Assassin. So one stun and some hits. Now she sees the Leshrac coming on her. She's running away. And now she's gonna make a very ballsy move. She swaps the Mirana uphill. There are two reasons why she might want to do this. One is to save her ally, Chaos Knight and Shadow Demon, from getting chased by the Mirana. The right click from Phantom Assassin here is horrible. She deals 65 damage. And Darkseer also deals shit damage. Mirana does not deal that much more damage. But she has this ability to attack quite fast with the power tread, and following with the power tread plus the lead bonus. So swapping her makes her unable to attack them. But also, Vengeful Spirit here is dooming herself by doing so. Thankfully, we're gonna see that it's not the case. The enemy, Mirana, is gonna ignore her and go for the top heroes. And right now, she's going back for the Vengeful Spirit. So indecision here, gonna save the Vengeful Spirit. Ursa very boldly going back for some attacks, but support Vengeful Spirit coming in, and she's gonna push the Prophet away, and she's gonna run away safely. So we're gonna see she's gonna complete her power tread, and she's gonna teleport bottom to get some farm. This is very good, getting some farm by the way. Not because you need the farm as Vengeful Spirit, but because there's no one here. So you do not want to waste the farming, the creeps there. Even if you're a support hero, do not ever waste those creeps. And here she should send herself a teleport scroll with the courier. So Just Nature Prophet just saying hello there. Nothing happening. And now she's walking around. This is something you shouldn't do. Why you shouldn't do this? You're actually wasting again this farm here. And there's no reason why you want to go mid. They're not pushing mid right now. Ursa Warrior is full health. He does not need your help. There's no gank possible. The enemy just went away. And you do not want to walk up to the top lane anyway. So stay there, safely farm, and buy yourself a TP scroll. Send it to yourself with the courier. So let's go back and continue the game. Vengeful Spirit now coming on the middle lane, and she's just gonna stand here and do nothing. So a lot of time wasted. Nothing happening. Still nothing happening. And they have a very weak pushing lineup. Shadow Demon, Vengeful Spirit, and Ursa cannot push very fast. So them three sitting in the middle lane is gonna be very hard to push, especially against a Leshrac plus a Mirana who have ton of AoE. They can just wear down the creeps if they want. And right now, so they're still attacking the tower. Nothing much, and still waiting. So see here how much time they're wasting in the middle lane for nothing. Whereas Vengeful Spirit could have like helped gank to Nature Prophet bottom or anything. So let's continue. So here, stop. Vengeful Spirit, she's in range for stun or swap, but she did not use it. This was a little window of opportunity that was just missed. When you're Vengeful Spirit, you have to be careful about these little things, like when you're the Shadow Demon. You see the enemy getting out of position, go. You know that there are only two here. One is bottom, another is dead, and there might be one last guy with his darks here, and you know it's not that not that important. So Leshrac just went here to stun the Ursa. Swap, stun, be quick on your fingers. Do something. So now missing the opportunity. Now he's seeing, see, this time also he went out of position, and this time the Vengeful Spirit actually capitalized on this and stunned the enemy. So our little strikes falling down here, but now Vengeful Spirit running away and leaving the Ursa Warrior behind. Not even watching what he's doing. He's watching here. Again, camera control, be careful. Watch where the enemy is. Watch where your ally are. Do not watch behind when you're running away. Thankfully, the Mirana is bad, so she's gonna not deny the tower. She's gonna go down from the right clicks. So again, you see the enemy out of position, you stun. Like what you just did right now. You do not have to question yourself. You see your allies are behind you. Okay, you see the enemy. Go. And you might get a kill. So now she's gonna go on Phantom Assassin. And very good swap that's gonna come in. Do you see there? Now Phantom Assassin is gonna be stuck with her illusion. So very good swap. And now they're gonna go for top lane. And one stun from the SK. And Nature Prophet not going to be able to escape either. So 16 for 8. Right now we see that oh, it looks quite good, right? It looks quite good. Let's just look at the graph. Experience graph, yeah, it looks quite good. They have a lot of experience lead. Gold graph, hey, 2k for the advantage of the Dire? How come? Now, remember what I said? You missed a lot of farm from the lanes. Those are lanes that are wasted. On the other hand, you also have a Nature Prophet, and Nature Prophet can just farm like a madman. He's just standing around using his Hand of Midas and his ultimate, and he can just farm. So it's pretty normal that the Nature Prophet is farming a lot, and you have a little bit of disadvantage. But on the other hand, it shouldn't be the case with 16 kill advantage. Another thing is they have taken 3 towers, and the Radiant only took 2, so a little tower advantage as well. And if we see the total goal earned from the players, Ursa is sitting as 4.8k with Chaos Knight same, and Vengeful Spirit and Shadow Demon 4.6k. And we see Sand King how far he is behind, 3.9k only. On the other hand, we have sorry, Nature Prophet going to get attacked, and very bad play from the. See, right now, Shadow Demons use the Shadow Poison. This gives the vision. Normally, as a prophet, what you do is you sprout around yourself, so it denies the vision, and you teleport so they cannot target you because you're around, you're in the the trees. They cannot see you. Thing is, the Shadow Demon's poison gives the vision. So now normally Vengeful Spirit could stun or swap, but she does not do so. So they just miss a kill for no reason. We see how much Nature Prophet have. 7.5k farm compared to Ursa in the middle lane, 4.5k, 4.8k. So he's getting out farmed by, you know, a huge margin. And we see Vengeful Spirit going for the mechanism. This is a very good choice. You always want a mechanism in your team, almost always. And Sand King not going for boots, rushing the Hood of Defiance. This is not a good idea in my opinion. You want to be able to catch these people, and you know, Sand King is one of those heroes who relies a lot on positioning, so you need this movement feed. And Vengeful Spirit walking out around, and nothing's gonna happen again. So now we're sitting in the middle, mid game, early to mid game, and you're starting to feel the problem of, now what do I do now? You know, it's not the laning phase. The laning phase is over. I do not sit on my lane farming, so where do I go? What do I do? Good answer is, if you have Vengeful Spirit, Chaos Knight, and Shadow Demon, you gank. You gank the shit out of them. You do not want the Phantom Assassin to farm. They are all very squishy heroes. Leshrac, he goes down. You land some stuns, he's dead. Mirana, same. If you land the stuns and she cannot leap away, she's dead. Nature Prophet, same. He's dead. Darkseer, actually a bit more tanky than the others, and Phantom Assassin also dead. So you want to be the aggressor here. You want to be the one who push the advantage, because late game you have Ursa and Chaos Knight who can stand their ground, sure, but if you have a farmed up Phantom Assassin, a good Darkseer ultimate with vacuum in, followed by the Leshrac, you know, stun and AoE all over the place. If you do not have this BKB and if you do not have this great positioning, you're gonna just melt away. It's gonna be horrible. And instead, Vengeful Spirit is going on the lanes here with the Chaos Knight. This is useless. Chaos Knight can just farm on his own. He's okay. It's not like the creeps are gonna kill him. Stand with your allies that are actually trying to do something, like you see here in the river. So Shadow Demon's still gonna end up killing the Mirana, and you actually want to stay with them. You want to stay with them and be aggressive. Now the problem is, the one being aggressive here is the Ursa Warrior. Ursa Warrior has to farm. Ursa Warrior needs to farm. Same for the Chaos Knight. He can gank, but he can also farm. Let the you know, Vengeful Spirit, the Shadow Demon, and Sand King do the job. One always has to farm. So here you see how much farm is wasted here. This is a ton of wasted farm, and they cannot do anything for it. So Vengeful Spirit's now sitting in the mid lane alone again. And yeah, he has no clue, this Nature Prophet, so he's gonna get ganked and killed. So now mechanism completed at 23 minutes into the game. Not bad. Again, you see Ursa and Shadow Demon taking kills, what they should do. But Vengeful Spirit is still standing around, not doing anything, basically. So now they're gonna try for a push, and they're probably gonna get it as well. So here, very bad timing on the stun. Basically, Vengeful Spirit stun, and Shadow Demon used the disruption, so it ended up not standing in Mirana. Swap to make her behind, to put her behind. Good decision, and she's gonna end up dying as well. But you know, right now, this is due to the problem that they had to chase the Mirana because of missed chain stuns and disables. She was here at first, but since they missed the chain stun, she was able to leap away. Now they are here and they just got the kill, so this is okay. But see where they are? They are very far away into the enemy lane, and Shadow Demon is gonna take a fall because of this. Vengeful Spirit deciding to fight, and this was a very bad decision. She's gonna get caught up, and instead of juking in the trees, again bad camera control. You're watching here, you're not knowing what's behind you, so you do not know where the Nature Prophet is exactly. So she's gonna run in straight line, and she's gonna get sprouted and killed. Now this is one of these situations where you want a TP scroll. See, they have no hard disables. They cannot stop your TP. So what you do, mechanism, extra 250 health, 750 health. They cannot kill you under 3 seconds. Teleport needs 3 seconds. So you heal yourself, teleport to your base, and you'll be able to run away. Instead, she's just gonna walk around, do nothing, and she's gonna throw a last ditch, stun before she dies, and she's gonna die. So, see here why teleport scroll are very useful. Also, another thing is, she could have instead of running in a straight line, try to juke here. So that way, if she juke fast enough, if she runs fast enough to get into the trees, Nature Prophet comes here. He cannot see the Vengeful Spirit here, and he'll be, wondering where she went. So she could have been safe by doing this. So you see now, for some minutes, she has no extra items. She's still sitting with the mechanism. And now she's training a whole amount of creeps there. So they're going to look for the Roshan. And this is going to be a very bad decision from the Ursa. They know that all the enemy heroes are here. And the Ursa is still going to try to get the Roshan. It's going to go very bad. So here, the enemy Prophet is out of position. Not doing the stun. One of those decisions which can cost you a kill. So you have so now you see that the Mirana is using the ultimate. You have no detection whatsoever. What should take in your mind is get the hell out of here. You have 5 enemy heroes that are alive. You do not know what's gonna happen, and you do not know where they are gonna be. They're all invisible. Instead, they're gonna go in, and Sand King, very good stun on the Nature Prophet. But the problem is he does not know where he is. So he's gonna channel the epicenter, and he's gonna just waste it. Because he does not know where the Nature Prophet is, so he's just running around in the jungle. And Vengeful Spirit's gonna go on the Nature Prophet. He's gonna kill him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or is him, yeah. And on the other side, we see that the enemies have killed the Ursa and the Shadow Demon, but Sun Kings managed to stay alive, and they're gonna take the Roshan.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
This was very risky from Vengeful Spirit to go on the Nature Prophet. It's a common, it's normal to see like he's low on health. I want to get the kill, and most of the time it's the right decision because you do not want Nature Prophet, going back to the fountain and teleporting back again. But here, it almost cost them the Roshan. Thankfully, Roshan did not get killed by the Radiant. Sand King and Vengeful and Shadow Demon and Ursa were just enough to kill the Mirana plus the Lashrak. But it was very risky. Imagine if the fight went a bit wrong. They would have gotten the Roshan, and you would have been behind because of this. So sometimes you have to just ignore the guys running away and say, okay, what's the most important? Roshan. Let's go back to Roshan and help my allies. Here, not necessary, so now is the time where they're gonna start throwing up the game. So again, running up around, not doing anything. Doing a very, very ballsy move here. This is very dangerous. She could have gotten caught up by good players. And they're gonna loop around and try to get some kills. So she's gonna be able to see. So there she could have swapped the Mirana, but she didn't. So again, missing an opportunity. When you're a Vengeful Spirit, you have to be the one that is active. You have to be the one making the calls. And if you're playing with your friends, you have to trust them to follow you. So farming up, and now they're going to do a very dangerous move. This is it. See, stop. Every time they go back and under this little ledge, they lose vision of what's here, what's on the upper hand. What's on the upper ledge. So you see Nature Prophet, Mirana, Lashrak, 3 guys in the fog of war, and now they see him. So she's gonna run back and see how close this arrow was. He could not see where it was because it's in the fog of war. So almost getting the stun here, and now also remaking this very bad move. 3 of them are sitting here in the bottom of the hill, and they're going up. If Lashrak was less, afraid, he could have, timed the stun. So when they got up, they can actually get stunned and raided by all their 4 enemy heroes. So instead, he's running away. Now you see the Mirana ultimate. Again, you have no detection. Get the fuck out. You do not know how many heroes are here. Instead, they're going to go in, oblivious to what is here. So they do not see the 4 enemy heroes, and it's going to be a massacre. Very bad positioning. Everyone's, everyone's stack up, and they're going to get sprouted, 4 men almost in, wall, stun on 3 enemy heroes, vacuum, AoE, and they're just gonna get destroyed here. So again, your Vengeful Spirits, do not stand next to your ally melee heroes. You're a ranged hero, so you have to stay in the vicinity, but do not hug them. So Vengeful Spirit now going top lane with his allies, what she should always do. And she now has a Gem of True Sight. This is very dangerous. It's a good idea, but it's also very dangerous. If you lose it, they might counter ward you. But it's okay. You do not, since they do not have any wards. I guess it's no problem, no big deal. So getting the tower now, and going for the middle tower. You know, that's what you should do. You have the advantage. You should have started doing this earlier. You have the mechanism. They don't have it. As soon as you get it, okay, let's go. And very bad communication. Shadow Demon also getting the mechanism. 2 mechanism is something wasted. You have to have one guy getting mechanism, other guy getting the pipe, or some other item. So again, the tower going down. But meanwhile, you see this. They're pushing on the bottom tower. And let's just see the experience graph and the goal graph. See, they actually went up to 14k advantage, and the kills just gave the enemies 4k advantage, 4k experience back. And gold wise, same. They were actually peaking up to 0, and now it's again 2k gold for the dire side. So they now want to try to defend, and they're going to try to find people. They're not going to. And now is the time to push again. So you want to push bottom lane, and they're going to try and brute force the middle. This is extremely dangerous. Brute forcing the middle lane, or any lane, you know, for that example, brute forcing the barracks, never a good idea if you do not have the upper hand. Right now, what you have is one mechanism, and that is all. You do not have the Blink Dagger on the Sand King. You have an Aegis on the Sand King. Hooray! That's all. And you do not have a Blink Dagger on the Ursa. You do not have anything useful on the Shadow Demon. You have Dagon. Yes, cool. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna stand down here. They're gonna stand up here. First solution is go all in. We all run under the tower and we actually try to kill them. Why is this very dangerous? Darkseer wall, Darkseer vacuum, tons of AoE coming out from the dire side. You're all gonna melt under the tower. Second thing is, I try to catch one away and we kill him, and then we go and then we do this again and again and again. Now, not a bad idea, because you have a swap. So if you manage to, for example, pick up the Darkseer before he uses the wall, maybe you can go in. But going in 5 against 5 like this is suicide, especially if you have a Sand King without Blink Dagger and without Epicenter, because it's on cooldown. So they're going to go in, and it's going to be going horribly bad. So Sand King, he has this Aegis. He knows that he can be playing very aggressively, and so they're going to try and push the tower. See how much damage they take right now. They're all already at half HP. Vengeful Spirit already used this mechanism. The Shadow Demon falls instantly, and they're running away. So Vengeful Spirit gonna take a fall as well. There you go. Vengeful Spirit dies, and Ursa dies as well. And I want you to take a look at the little Sand King here. See how much health he has? He has no teleport scroll. One of the biggest mistakes. He does not have a teleport scroll. So he's gonna just stand here and hide. Right now it's 35.57. And just look at how much time it takes for him to go back to the fountain. So here we're gonna see another mistake. Shadow Demon teleporting inside, being very aggressive. And they're gonna follow the Leshrac. And they're just gonna die from the AoE. Leshrac gets 1 kill, Leshrac gets 2 kills. This is actually the follow-up mistakes that happen when you're starting to throw the game. You lost a major team fight here, fine, it's okay. You have to just think about what just happened and say, okay, let's not do this again. See the little pike here? Boom. Experience-wise, again, this little drop. You're still having the advantage, so do not panic. Stay calm, stay focused, and do not, by any means, go 2 against 5. Like they just did right now. Sometimes what happens is the team fight happens, you lose for example 4 of your allies, and you're like, I have to defend the tower. I have to defend the tower. And what happens is you end up getting killed, and you do not even defend the tower because the tower falls after you. And you end up always, you know, having one guy killed and never being able to 5v5 because every time when like 1 or 2 guys will get killed and the 3 others will still want to fight and they'll get killed afterwards, and 2 heroes will respawn but the 3 heroes will still be dead, and it'll be an endless cycle. And this is what we're gonna see. So we see our little Vengeful Spirit going very ballsy here, and she's gonna die as well. So again, getting picked 1v1, and let's just watch. How much time did it take for the Sand King to walk back to the base? Yeah, approximately 2 minutes. So meanwhile, the bottom barracks fall, and again going in alone, Ursa dying, and thus also the Vengeful Spirit is gonna die. And then the Sand King is not gonna die, is he? Yes, he is going to die. So you see the timing of their death. 2 heroes are gonna respawn, 2 heroes are gonna respawn, and last hero is gonna respawn afterward. They're never gonna fight in you know 5v5 fashion. And this is what often make your game will make you lose the game. You lose a major team fight, and then you do not coordinate yourself anymore. You just go whenever you can. And you die one by one. It was something like 24-15, and they in just a few team fights they just managed to snatch 9 kills. That's almost 2 team wipes. So now they're gonna try to go in, and at that moment it's still not lost. They only lost like 1 lane, so nothing very interesting here. Vengeful Spirits not getting any new items. She actually bought back, and she's gonna teleport bottom. And this is very bad for their team. You know you're playing with friends, so tell them when you're going back. Right now, everyone's going back except for Ursa, who wants to kill on the refract. And see what's gonna happen? Sandwich time, and he's not paying attention. Again, not paying attention. Again, not paying attention, and Ursa's gonna die. So. Nature Prophet also gonna die because of this, but and here again, or Shadow Demon taking a fall alone. So it's not gonna be 4v4 because it's again gonna be you know 2 heroes are dead, and they actually can deal a lot of damage. This Chaos Knight, if not taken care of, the illusion deal 100% of his damage. That's 400% output damage here. So you saw how quickly the Mirana melted away. So again, running out 2 against, let's see. They went for 2 against, I don't know how many, 2 plus 1 that was invisible. And plus the Prophet can teleport. So chasing with low HP. And now we're gonna see very bad stun chain. So now we go on the Phantom Assassin. And the Chaos Knight does not want to stun. And she's gonna pop BKB, and they won't be able to stun her. So, oh no, actually she does not pop BKB. She just attacked, and the stun comes very late. See how much damage it took? If she was stunned, they would have killed her without getting so much damage. Now, the damage also came out from the Nature Prophet ultimate, but see how much damage she can do with the cleave and 1 crit? This is taking unnecessary damage again. So now we see that the Ursa is gonna die, and when you see that your ally is gonna die without, you know, you cannot help him, run away. Do not just stand here and try to help him. So now 2 of them are gonna die again, and it's again going to be 4 against 3 and not 4 against 5. So again getting picked off, and there we go, team fights happening. So following up and trying to get some kills. Are they gonna get it? Are they gonna get it? Shadow Demon get the Nature Prophet, and they're gonna chase. They're chasing, and see what's gonna happen when they chase. Those 2 are here, and those 2 are in the base. So that means they're spread out once again, and both of them are gonna die. And as you're gonna see, so we are gonna have some message happening. Sand King died, and shortly, yeah, Shadow Demon died again also. So again, 2 of them getting picked off. Sand King buying back, and let's see this little fight here that's gonna happen. So, or little strike going down instantly, and this is gonna be a dead Darkseer as well. Phantom Assassin taking a lot of damage, and she's gonna die. So you see, the Chaos Knight still did a lot of damage. So by no means was that lost, but they're still gonna lose it. Sorry, Ursa Warrior disconnecting. So now it's 4 against 5. 4 against 5. And let's see what's gonna happen for the last fight. So now it's gonna be 4 against 5, and they're going to go defend. And this is very bad. This is something you do not want to do. You already have the, you're already in a disadvantage. Do not chase the enemy. Wait for them to come on the upper ground and fight here when you have the advantage. Do not try to catch one. Here the Sand King wasted his epicenter. See how much damage the epicenter did? Woohoo! A grand total of 400 damage on one guy. So they just threw some damage away, and now they're just gonna take the entire AoE in the face. One Vengeful Spirit dies, and they're just gonna take the barrack without contest. So, what happened in this game? Let's recap. While waiting for the game to happen behind. There is this little problem. Vengeful Spirit, as a player, was quite okay. The decision making was not that good. So, when you see an empty lane, tell your carry to go and farm this lane. Second, when the mid game start to uncover, do not go with your carry to farm a lane. They can farm on their own. Try to do something. Do not stay passive. Lastly, one of the things which cost them the game was, if you want to talk to your friends, the Sand King. The Sand King wasn't ever in the team fight in the beginning of the game. Instead, what happened is he was farming, and he wasn't even farming the right items. You need to have something like Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger. Instead, he rushed for the Hood of Defiance and not even building it into a pipe. So very bad decision making for the Sand King. And also, yeah, for the laning phase, the Shadow Demon was being pretty bad, so nothing really to say there. So you saw how quickly and easy it was to throw the game. See the experience graph. 14k advantage. Now, boom, down to 8k advantage for the Dire. It's just horrible. Same for the gold graph. So throwing the game. Try not to do this. Wait for allies to respawn. Keep your cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope to see you guys for the next Learn From Your Mistake video.